supporters. Tonight, the 20th of May, we have 7 submissions here for you, 2 of which have been sold prior, so congratulations to those sellers. We'll announce those when they're coming up. But look, ladies and gentlemen, my name is Carly Clark. I'm going to be one of 2 auctioneers here this evening. Sandra Masters, who is to my far right, is also going to be calling a couple towards the end. Now, we want to welcome you as buyers. We know that this is a new way of doing things. So first of all, best of luck to you if you are here and you are registered and you're on the other end of a phone or a laptop or iPad, whatever it might be. But also to those of you who are, friends or family that are there supporting, sitting beside your loved one. Well, good luck to you as well, I guess. And of course, anyone that's just watching on how these live auctions work at the moment, you'll get to see how we operate. But what I will say is the process is very much like what we do out in the on-site auctions as well, and the normal ones we have had in the past. We're going to adhere to the standard terms and conditions for sale by auction in the ACT, of course. Now, they have been available to you in each of the contracts that we will be auctioning here tonight. Now, either whether it's been via your solicitor, you've read that on your own, or I think I have them up here behind me. As I said, we will be adhering those to each and every property. However, I'll just touch on a couple of the key points that you probably do need to know. That being that as the auctioneer, I do have the right to I do have the right to obviously decide by which the bidding is to be increased. And if it's not in the best interest of the owner, I do have the right to obviously refuse any bid. However, I'm sure that's not going to happen tonight. Now, if you hear the word vendor bid, please don't confuse it with the reserve price. It's simply a bid that the owner has one of. I'll make it very clear when it is being used. And of course, what you need to do as a buyer is be above that figure to be able to negotiate with the owner. Now, there is a reserve price on each of the properties, and of course, I believe that they're all realistic, and hopefully we get a couple of them met here tonight. Now, also, just as part of the standard terms and conditions, we will assume that obviously you have read those, but also not only have you given authority to the agents here to bid on your behalf, but of course you've given authority that if you are the successful bidder, that Sandra or I, as the auctioneer, will be signing on your behalf. Now, I did forget to introduce myself, I think. My name is Carly Clark, so I'll be your first auctioneer. But look, I just want to introduce you, maybe just show you who we've got on board here tonight. It's a lot of good-looking agents. We'll just do a pan around. They're all here ready to obviously help you this evening whilst you do your bidding. And it is obviously something that is a little new to everyone out there. However, you are in good hands, trust me, and this is why we have you watching it, but also on the phone. So we'll give you plenty of time to make your bids, and I will be referring to you buyers by your bidder's registration number. So if you know that, I will be making it very clear when it is your bid. It should also pop up on your screen, I believe, as well. So look, I wish you all the very best of luck. It's a very exciting night. We're going to get started, and we're going to get started out in Gungahlin. So for those of you watching, here we go, 18 Halifax Close in Palmerston. Now I'm going to read out the standard terms and conditions for this property. And then we are selling, ladies and gentlemen, Block 1, Section 134 in the Division District of Palmerston. It's known as 18 Halifax Close, Palmerston, and it could be the address you put on your housewarming invite. Let's hope so. Now, we want to thank Mills Oakley for preparing the contract that has been available, and the LJ Hooker Gungahlin Trust account is going to be the stakeholder in this matter. Hugo Mendes, the celebrity in his own right in that patch, he's been looking after this property, and what a great property it has been, but also very well assisted by Rowana Smith, who I'm sure you've had some sort of dealings with as well. Now, the restriction on transfer is nil. It is a non-land rent lease. It'll be sold with vacant possession. It's all fixed floor coverings, window treatments and light fittings as inspected is what you can be expected to stay at the house. And the date for completion is 30 days or 30 days from the date of the signed contract, which would be tonight. Deposit calls for a 10% legally, and if you've made any other arrangements with the owners via Hugo or Rowana, they'll be upheld here this evening as well. One thing before I get started as well, I forgot to welcome our owners who are also online watching, so best of luck to you as well. Okay, well ladies and gentlemen, this is how we begin. I ask you for a bid, but before we do, I just want to take you back to the property at 18 Halifax. We've got a couple of shops behind us, which I'm sure that you're looking at and thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait to own that house. But it is 3 bedrooms, it's neat, it's tidy, and most of the feedback that's come through has been that the block size for this type of house is ideal, particularly for a first home buyer, someone that's looking to grow their family. It is really, truly a great home that I'm sure many of you would like to own. There's been some extensions as well. Sorry, there hasn't been extensions. There's been some plans drawn up for that, which I think Hugo has shown you as well. Anyway, enough from me. Let's get started, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, and we're off the way. So I'll just if you just hold up. The bid behind me, I'm going to take a bidder number 31 at 400,000. We're off the way. 420, I have bidder number 6. 420.
477.
477. Great bid at 477. Bid at 35. 480, I have bidder number. Show your number again, please. At 480. 40 is the bidder. And we've come to a very big call. So at 480,000 over here, I've got another bid over here. I'm taking it from bidder number 23. 485, I've got 500 from bidder 26. 500, bidder number 26 at the back of the room. Clearly a hotly contested property. 500, neat. New interest, bidder number 22. 505, new interest. 22, you've got the bid at 505. What's the bid there? 510, I have bidder 26. 510. Bidder 26 is the bidder at the moment at 510,000. Take me out. Give me another knockout blow if you like, Rowena, or a 550. 510. Bidder number 26. Is it correct? Hold your card up again, sir. 26. The bid's with you. 510. Looking for an increase. I'll call it in your favour. First time at 510,000. Got another 515. Bid at 35. Good luck to you. 35. 31's back in it at 520. 31, your bid's at 520,000. Where do we go? 525, bid at 26, that's you. At 525, bidder number 26, another one from 31, so 530 it is. I should be able to hear, but there's a lot going on in here. But at 500, sorry, confirm your bid again. 530. 530, bid at 31 at 530, that's why I got confused. And we've got another bid. 5, we're already at 5. Oh, yep, 531 we are. Bid at number 35. We're at 531. We've shortened the stride. Take me to 535, ladies and gentlemen. You tell me.
532.
5. I'll take 5. I'll take a 1. I'll take a 1. 532. Bid at number 31. That's you. At 532. A bidder. 533. I have bidder 26. That's you at 533.
534.
534, 31 is the bid. 534 is the bid with bidder number 31. Who would have thought this would be so hard? Should have given you 1, 2, 3, and 4. At bid number 31 has the bid.
535.
535, thought we'd get there anyway. Bidder number 35, you've made it easy for me. The bid's at 535.
536.
536, bidder number 31. Best of luck to you. You were our starter. Hopefully you'll be there at the end as well. Hotly contested property, like I said. It's surely showing its worth here now.
I would go for it. 537.
Where are we going to go, ladies and gentlemen? Shall I call it in? Bidder number
537.
537. Bidder number 35 at 537.
538.
538. Bidder 31. That's you at $538,000. First time at 538. Second time, bid at 31. That's you.
539.
539. Bidder number 35. Bidder number 35. We have a bid. 539. Round me up.
540.
540. I have bidder number 31.
40. I think it's.
Now's the time to put your hand up, ladies and gentlemen. That is for sure. But at 540, bidder number 31. Our starter. Here we go. First timer runner. What's your bidder doing?
541.
541, we have bidder number 35, good decision.
545.
545, even better bidding right there. Bidder number 31 at 545 is at the knockout punch, ladies and gentlemen. At 545, we have a bid with bidder number 31. First time, good luck to you. Second time,
Do you want to go halves?
$545,000, bid at 31. This is your last chance. It's the third and the final time that I call for another bid at 545.
545, 500.
Woo! Oh, and now this is going to make it interesting for everybody watching. At 545, 500 with bidder number 35, that is you. At 545, 500, that is the bid. Bidder number 35.
546.
Yep, round me up. Thank you to bidder number 31 at 546. At $546,000, all the action happening on this side at the moment. But at 546, bidder 31, first time, second time, third and final time at 546. Are we
Are
selling?
you ready to let it go?
Bidder number 35 is back.
500.
546, 500. We're back in. Bidder number 35. You've left it this close.
547.
547, but they're right back at you. Bidder number 31 at 547. Rounding up to just maybe 550. Take me there, Rwanda. Bidder number 35. Take me to 550. At $547,000. First time.
$500. We're at first call.
I know this is nerve-wracking for you,
We're in last
31.
place.
Second time at 547.
$500.
Third, we're trying to get another 500 out of here.
500
Third and final time, 547. Last opportunity, all bidders. Great house.
Are you sure?
Going. Going.
This is the last opportunity.
Sold! Congratulations. And I would like all of my auctions to be just like that. I do want to congratulate that buyer and of course all the other registered bidders that were on that property. You could tell that that type of property is very, very popular at the moment. If you are thinking about selling and you do have a 3-bedroom on a great block like that, it might be worth having a bit of a chat to one of your local agents. But look, congratulations to our buyer and thank you very much. And if you are obviously there online, hang around. I think we've got another one coming up that is very similar to that tonight. All right, well, ladies and gentlemen.
Have a lovely night.
Okay. I'll just take a bit of a breather here whilst the excitement dies down. Obviously, as I said, very popular property and a great result there for the owners. We're going to stay out in Gungahlin, ladies and gentlemen, which is a great place, I must say. We're going to be selling Block 7, Section 73 in the division of Gungahlin. Now, it is known as 332 Gundaroo Drive in Gungahlin. We want to thank the Velocity Conveyancing Gungahlin for preparing the contract that's been available for all to view. And, of course, the restriction on transfer is nil. The stakeholder is the LJ Hooker Western Creek Trust Account. And the agent that's been looking after that is Mr. Andrew Greenberger. He's been around a very long time and is a great agent, and I know that when you would have gone through that property, you would have identified that anyway. Now, it is a non-land rent lease. It'll be sold with vacant possession, and the goods included will be all fixed floor coverings, window treatments, and light fittings as inspected. Once again, it's 30 days from the date of exchange for a settlement date, and then we'd be looking...
60.
We do have agreement on 60 days. I've just been notified, so there you go, that's coming live. But it's 60 days from the date of the signed contract, and of course, as I said before, 10% is what's legally required. If you've negotiated another deposit, then of course that will be upheld here, and you can bid with confidence. Now, this property, this is a fabulous property also. It's almost the other extreme of what we've just done at Halifax. And if you've just joined us, we're on to our second submission here this evening. But this one's a huge property, and I think most people that have looked at it have been families who have really appreciated the fact that the room sizes are actually probably on the larger side, where sometimes in Gungahlin you don't always get that. So huge kitchen, good living, and the location is second to none when you're obviously right there in the heart of Gungahlin, and everything that's happening there, including the light rail as well. But again, enough from me. Let's try and get a party started just like we did in the last one. Am I going to be bombarded? Let's get an opening bid for this property in Gungahlin. Where do we go, ladies and gentlemen? Gundaroo Drive. Looking for an opening bid.
800.
And we have it. Thank you very much. Bidder number 17. We've got an opening bid at $800,000. So from there, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be looking for some competition. Where do we go? At $800,000. I'm going to bid on behalf of the owner. As I said, we're going to announce that quite quickly, and it's vendor bid at $843,000. A little bit peculiar, but at $843,000, the bid's with me, and against you, bidder number 17. So, if you like, take me to $845,000, maybe $850,000 might be the better bid, but at $843,000, making it very clear that it is with me. What do you say? can I entice you to come back in? I can see that Andy's having a bit of a chat to you there, and so you've probably got two ears trying to listen to me and Andy. But right now, it's against you and all other parties. But at 843, what do you say, ladies and gentlemen? Come on in for a bid. If you're watching and you think this is a fantastic property, I mean, unfortunately, you can't register online as quickly as you can on site, but maybe hang tight, and if it doesn't sell, then you can have a chat to Andy. But right now, I'm looking for an increased bid from bidder number 17. If I don't get it, I will be holding the property over, and you will have exclusive rights to negotiate with the owner. But I'll call it in my favour at 843. First time, second time at 843. Third and final time, if I get no other bids, I'm going to hold it over in your favour. Bidder number 17, it's back to you to have a chat with Andy. And of course, I want to wish you all the very best of luck with buying that property, because it is a fabulous one at that. So just before I go, good luck to you as well, Andy. In terms of the other property that we were going to be calling tonight, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to make an announcement that one Ruby Hunter Rise in Moncrief, the agent was Tim Russell from our Kayleen office. He sold that one prior. So I want to congratulate him on a great campaign, and of course the owners and the buyers. And if you are watching and you had intended to maybe see how that one went, you didn't know, give Tim a call. He'll be happy to help you out. That's it from me, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to hand you over to Sandra Masters, and I'll probably see you a little bit later anyway.
Always a hard act to follow, but one I will nonetheless. If an auctioneer is ever going to get jealous, it's certainly of that first auction, and I think congratulations to everyone who had such spirited bidding on that particular property, and of course congratulations to the final buyers. So if you are tuning in online as we do go to the final three submissions, I do wish you the very same luck in securing a property, and hopefully I wish you the same luck in getting that bidding and the same level of excitement there as well. So even though Carly has disappeared from the screen, she certainly hasn't gone far, because we will be heading out now to the auction of 7 Minter Place in Ngunnawal. Now once again we thank Velocity Conveyancing. The stakeholder for that will be the LJ Hooker Gungahlin Trust Account, and two fantastic ladies from that office. Again, no stranger to up here, and certainly no stranger to that Gungahlin area. Award-winning agents in their own right, and exceptional operators. So we'll hear from Carly on the other side of the fence momentarily. Now the property is being offered with a non-land rent lease. Of course, important to know in those northern suburbs, it is being offered with vacant possession. It is beautifully styled at the moment, but the inclusions will simply stay as the fixed floor coverings, the light fittings and the window treatments as inspected. Now the date for completion marked on the contract, of course, is that 30 days, and the deposit, that 10% unless you've made some arrangements. And we have the standard deposit by instalment clause available for you as well. Now it is an incredible property, it is beautifully presented, and it certainly shows up in that. So I'll let Carly run us through some of those finer details that they don't put in a contract for us.
Thank you, and I am back again, and I'll be very brief because you've already heard me talk, but this is a great property. I just want to thank the owner for having Naomi and I look after him. He's been wonderful. He's taken our advice. He's extremely realistic, and thank you to you. But to the buyers as well, we've had a lot of fun, and you know, really felt lucky that we've been able to deal with a lot of people on this, and as I said before, heaps of interest in this type of property. So look, the property itself sells itself, so good luck to the buyers, and yeah, fingers crossed for you as well, the owner. Thank you, and thank you to Naomi.
That's a lot of thank you. So
Yes.
hopefully thank you next coming up is to the very, very lucky purchaser. As Carly mentioned, it hasn't been short on inquiry, it hasn't been short on interest, and it's very easy to see why. That nice single level brick and tile, the quintessential home here. So I'll throw it over to you for an opening.
505. 505.
505, bidder number 3 at 505, you just pipped at the post there. Although bidder, get you to keep your numbers up for me, gentlemen, if you can. But at 505, I've got you number 6. We just missed you by a microsecond there. So I will welcome you straight back in with bidder number 3. The bid is with you at 505. There were some other movements at paddle, so if you did instruct your agent and they weren't quite quick enough for you, instruct them again. Okay, but at 505, we've got with bidder number 3, looking for a decision now, number 6. Again, you were so very, very close. Don't make that the only bid that you make. But at 505, I have now, looking for further interest, further bidder and offer, Now is the decision time. We almost need some thinking music for you. But bidder number 3, it is with you and strong out of the gates, and I wish you best of luck. I hope that strategy does play off. But bidder number 6, looking for a decision from you now.
Okay.
At 5:05, surely take us to the 5:10, 5:15 might be a good show of strength there, but you tell me where it needs to be. Appreciate Naishi's having a chat to you there, so shout out when you're ready, but at 5:05, if there is no further bidder on offer, I'm going to call it with bidder number 3's favour. So while you have that decision now, I'm going to call it for the first time in your favour, number 3. The second chance now at 505,000. I see some other interest waving in the room. 510, welcome in a new bidder, bidder number 10. Best of luck to you now, new bidder at 510. I have, and 3, I see you again at 515. You have, well done. Instant counter, so it should be there at 515 is the call. Bidder number 10, decision back to you, and still haven't heard again from you, bidder number 6. Do let us know whenever you want to join back in, but at 515,000 we have. Back with our starter, playing the long game. 520 with bidder number 10, thank you very much, welcome back in. 3 back to you for a decision at 525. Nice and quick, I like it. It shows a good solid interest in the home, and I can see wine at 525 with our starter bidder number 3. 5 1/4 now is the call. 525, 10 back to you for a decision, or 6. I'd hate for you to miss out. I'd hate for the only bid that you had to not be the one. But at 525 we have now, it's 5 1/4. Bidder number 10, what do we say? 525 is the call then for the first time now. Second time at 525.
530.
530. Bidder number 10, welcome back. At 530,000 we have now. Bidder number 3, decision back to you, but at 530 against you now. 530 is the call. Bidder number 10, 3, you've been with me from the start. Come back in if you like, but at 530,000 now we have. Calling it against you, good luck number 10 for the first time now at 530. Second time at 530,000 with bidder number 10. For the third and final time for a decision from bidder number 3. And number 6, it's not all over for you yet. Covered the third call for bidder number 10. Are we all done? Have I got your best? I'll give that appreciation because there's a little lag. I'm going to give you a little second longer, but I'll need that decision from you, bidder number 3. Otherwise, I appreciate I've got a very excited number 10, just hoping I'm going to bring this hammer down, but I am going to make sure that you have all the time that you need to make that decision. But whilst I've said you can have all the time you need, I am going to say it needs to be quickly. Bidder number 3, looking for a firm decision from you now. Make that agent yell out if you need. Otherwise, the bid is at 530,000. Girls will seek some instructions there while we can as well. Number 3, you have bought yourself some time, and it does need to be quickly. Need to get a decision from you now. The bid is with you, number 10. Wishing you the very, very best of luck. As I do seek some affirmative information, some nods as we look around for you. Bear with us just one moment. Again, you see in the interest that these single level homes do get. You know, you can't underestimate the value of having a home on a cul-de-sac. A nice end position. You've got no through traffic. You've got no busyness. And it's just nicely positioned on that block of land. You have a beautiful backyard. It's all single level. It's immaculately presented. There's not a thing that you need to do to this home other than
Good faith rise to 535.
at 535, bidder number 10. Thank you. Appreciate good faith rise. Still good buying at that at 535,000 now. As we see agents run back and forth and still try not to get within 1.5 meters of one another, and doing a very, very good job at that. So at 535 we have now with bidder number 10. The decision still with bidder number 3. Again, you have bought yourself a little bit of time now, but it won't be too much time. And I tell you, once this gavel comes down, there will be no time. So if you are still looking to purchase a property, for the sake of being involved now, and whether that is a small increment or a big, you tell me, but you need to be in it, need to be able to bid to secure this property. We have seen other homes go above that. You know the market is still competitive out there. You've gone to the trouble of registering and gone to the trouble
on the market.
Very, very clear. I love when an auctioneer yells those out because everybody can hear it. But in case you didn't, at 535,000, my instructions are clear that the property is on the market. we are for outright sale. And it will be my absolute pleasure to be welcoming bidder number 10 as the new owner of 7 Minter Place in Ngunnawal. But of course, bidder 3, I am going to give you that final opportunity now, although you will need to let me know very shortly if you do still want to be involved in. Otherwise, I'll simply be asking you to help me welcome in a new owner to the area. So at $535,000 then, for on the market for outright sale, I'll call it down for the first time now at $535,000. For the second time at $535,000, for want of a further bidder and offer. For the third and final time, as I sell it away, then we're selling. Sold! Congratulations, bidder number 10. Bidder number 3, I'm sorry it hasn't resulted in a property sale for you this evening, but we do wish you the very, very best of luck in your property purchase, and congratulations to our new owners there in Ngunnawal. We do welcome you in. So very exciting times as we move along to our very next submission. As we do stay in our northern suburbs, but we head out to the very new and extremely well-designed suburb of Ford. Some of the best pubs, although that's arguable, but certainly a beautifully designed suburb, a beautifully laid out, and a property that simply matches that as well. Now we are heading to Block 7, Section 20, in the division of Ford, known as 33 Paquita, and I hope I'm doing that correctly. I'm getting some thumbs up. Wonderful. Now the stakeholder for this one will be the LJ Hooker Kayleen Trust account. We will hear from our director Tim Russell from there, and of course Owen Ryan Hicks momentarily, who can fill us in a little more on the property. But it is being offered as a non-land rent lease. It is being offered with vacant possession. The goods are described as the fixed floor coverings, the light fittings and the window treatments as inspected. Once again, the date for completion is a very nice and easy 30 days. That's a perfect amount of time you need to book your housewarming party and get those invitations sent out. And simply a 10% deposit unless you've made some arrangements. So I'm going to get the man with the good-looking gloves up here to tell us a little bit more about this property.
Thank you, Sandra. I think I'm the only one wearing gloves tonight, which is great. They are my colour, which is lucky. Wonderful 4-bedroom family home in Ford, of course, such a wonderful suburb to be involved in, and lovely dog walking tracks, plenty of family oriented bushlands and so forth that surround this location, of course, very well located in that region of Canberra. We do know that the owner's very, very realistic. They are going to miss their house, but they are moving out of Canberra. So the opportunities, of course, all yours, and we wish you the best of luck. Thanks, Sandra.
Lovely, thank you. What a terrible time to move out of Canberra. Winter is the best. The accessories,
Cold weather.
there's ice skating, it's beautiful. I love that I brought up pubs and you brought up the dog walking track, so
Yeah.
it says about where
I'm
we're at
old.
with life. So it is a beautiful property in a beautiful suburb, so I will throw it over to you for an opening bidder and offer. If you are online and you've got some interest there, always get very worried about agents lifting their bidder paddle there. You think you can't be seen, but you're catching my eye. So if you are instructing your agent to bid, be a little bit clearer here. Otherwise, I'll call it around now for the first chance for an opening bidder and offer. Second opportunity now. If you are instructing one of these gentlemen, let him know, because otherwise, third and final time for an opening bidder and offer. Well, Tim, I'm going to hold that property over, allow you to continue your sign language there and hopefully get that one sold, perhaps through interpretive dance. Beautiful, and we'll move on to the next one. All right, as we do head to our final submission of the evening. Now, this property is held out in New South Wales. The reason I'm here and we do a little bit of a changeover in between is that I'm also a licensed New South Wales auctioneer. Now, the terms and conditions do vary somewhat in words, but they certainly do not vary in context. So whilst this property will be auctioned under New South Wales terms and conditions, the concepts are exactly the same. You still need to be registered to bid. You still will have needed to provide that documentation to the agents prior to bidding this evening. We'll still be selling subject to a reserve price. It's still only one vendor bid, and that vendor bid is still set below the reserve. Again, I can decide the amount by which the bidding is to be increased, but of course I'm here to help you buy, so I'll walk you through that process if and when it does need to happen. Now, of course, at the fall of the hammer, it's still the same. We'll be signing the contract for you and you start organising what I call the housewarming, and what a heck of a housewarming it will be out in Wee Jasper. So we'll hear from Nick Salter-Harding in just one moment, who we do call the area specialist for Wee Jasper. If you've sold in Wee Jasper and you haven't used Nick, goodness, I don't know anyone that knows the area better. But it is an absolutely incredible property, and you can watch those roll through behind me as we go. Now, as mentioned, we will be selling the address of 426 Nottingham Road in Wee Jasper. We are selling the house, coming with vacant possessions. The goods are listed here, but they will be noted on your contract. The date for completion is 42 days after the contract date, and so we will have those available for you. We are selling lot 3 in deposited plan 864195. They're the numbers that aren't quite so important for you, but they do outline that legalese. What is important is the property that is on offer, and we'll get the Wee Jasper area specialist just to tell us a little bit more about it.
Thanks, Sandra. Look, this has been an absolute pleasure to market over the last few weeks. I've had the pleasure of getting out to Wee Jasper quite a bit over the last couple of years, and there is something that Canberrans and Sydney-siders and people from all across the region just love about it, and I think that is for good reason. A lot of people have great memories about going camping there, fishing, a lot of family holidays. And out here in particular is a great opportunity to enjoy it all, because not only are you surrounded by all of that opportunity, but you're not really in the thick of it. You're a little bit off the beaten track, and it's a gorgeous property to boot. You're on just shy of 50 acres here, lots of cleared land, but there's also bush further up the hill that you'll see in a few photos time there. Huge frontage on the property. You've got creeks, you've got an underwater creek as well, which they can pump water from. So they have loved it as a family retreat for a number of years. It's also performed quite well as an Airbnb property. They've added that gorgeous deck, and to be honest, that's where I think you'll be spending a lot of your time if you're lucky enough to own the place. It has got a fantastic aspect. You look out onto no other houses. You're not going to see another soul here or hear from them. It is just absolute serenity. The house itself, cute little 1950s cottage. They've updated it in a few places. It's still got that old charm, but it is absolutely comfortable when you walk in. Guys, property out here does not come on that often, and Wee Jasper has just been ever more popular with prices increasing. I mean, the land value here alone has doubled since they've owned it, which has not been that long. It's only been about 4 or 5 years. And of course, I think people are just realising that not only can you can you commute into Canberra, but as more and more people have been working from home, the further out you can actually live and the more peaceful life you can have. So to that end, I know I've mentioned it in the advertising so far, but there is high-speed NBN out here, which just does not happen in the area otherwise. It's a satellite service, but you get really good speeds there, so you really can set yourself up here completely away from the rest of civilization. But anyway, I know that we've got some bidders here. I know that we've had good interest in the property, so I'm going to stop taking up your valuable time. Good luck to our bidders. Don't hold back. I haven't seen another place like this come up in the region. They're all different, but this one really does stand out. And to my sellers, again, thank you so much. It's been a pleasure working with you. Good luck, everyone.
And that's it. I think as we all start to trickle back into work and get back to these normal working lives, this is just one place I choose to be isolated at. I choose to stay home somewhere like this. And for someone who came off a couple of acres to move to the city, this is a beautiful breakaway space or a permanent dwelling. To sit on that back deck and see nothing but rolling hills, that's simply a view that you can't put money on. However, I'm going to ask you to do exactly that. I'm going to ask for an opening bid or an offer to get us underway here. So we head into Wee Jasper. Who would like to make that first bid to get things underway? We've had a flurry for the first one each time. I'd expect nothing less on this. If I could welcome you in bidder number 10. 330. It is a little bit low, ma'am, I'm going to tell you that. And I'm happy to take you 330 because it's always the first one that's the difficult and I welcome you back in. All right, we'll move quickly at that then at 350. I've got you now. Is it 375, ma'am? But at 350 now we have with bidder number 46. At 350 against you now, 375 is it? Just 375? Okay, won't be moving in 5. Sorry ma'am, it's a little bit short. It'll take all night, but I'm happy to take you 575. That's okay, I'll leave it here at 550 then. With bidder number 46.
350.
350?
Yeah.
Yep, 350,000. Sorry, I thought that's what I said. Okay, 350,000. The bid is still with you then at bidder number 46, but happy to take you 25 on top if you like, but otherwise at 350,000 then the bid now.
At 350 is the call. Bidder number 46, welcome it back in if you like. But at 350,000 then, I'll call it around for the first time now. Bid number 46 with you. Second call. The third and final time at 350,000. Guys, if it helps, I'm going to place a bid on behalf of the vendors. I did mention we started off a little bit shy, so I'm going to place that bid now at 450,000 with the vendor. Still exceptional buy-in for a cottage that there is nothing to do. You can move in and enjoy. As Nick mentioned, we are just shy of 19 hectares here. I'm not sure about the sheep staying, but I'm sure that we could certainly talk about that. Or you can get some of those yourself. It does cut down on the mowing, let me tell you. But at 450,000 now, the bid is with me, and it's back to you for a decision here, and back to number 46 to join back in. But at 450, bid with me now. Again, if you're going to phone Nick in a couple of weeks and say, find me something else like that, as he's mentioned, there isn't. Not only will you not get this house, but you will not get it on this block of land, and you will not get that in this location. Particularly with the water that's available to the property, the water not only to use, but also to see and just have that aspect for it. But at 450,000, do I welcome you back in? Beautiful, I'll take that as an affirmative, no problem. At 450, I look to you then, bidder number 46, as we do have some more consideration over here. All right, at 450,000 then is the bid, and there's some conversations going on the phone, so we'll allow that to happen so I can get some firm instructions. But at 450 now, to welcome you back in, to put yourself in front. Same as ACT conditions in New South Wales, the highest bidder does have the first right to negotiate directly with the seller. So at this stage, you will need to be north of 450,000 to have that exclusive conversation with the seller, and the ability to purchase this property at the exclusion of all other buyers. But at 450,000, I do need you to be north of that. Not sure if that's for me, but 450 is the call. And we've got lots of conversations going on phones here, and I appreciate it's a big decision. Not only to let go of a little slice of paradise like this, but certainly to dive into that rural living that you'd be looking at. But at 450 is the bid now.
1 second.
No problem. As we get those back. Agent always says 1 second, rarely is it? And in this,
451 cents.
at 451, bidder number 46, thank you. Beautiful. And I did say the highest bidder does have first right to negotiate directly with the seller. So thank you, bid number 46, for putting yourself in that position. If there is no further bidder on offer, then I'll allow you to continue through to that. But I will call it around one final time and make sure there's no further bids or anyone else that does want to join in. And if it is, you let yourself be known now. Otherwise, I call it for the first time at 451. Second chance now at 451. For the third and final time, in bidder number 46 favour. Absolutely certain. Well, bidder number 46, good news. I'm going to hold that property over in your favour, and I'm going to allow you to negotiate directly with the seller as the highest bidder for that property. And I wish you the very, very best of luck in securing a beautiful piece of paradise. Once you get that locked up, let us know, because geez, I'm happy to come out and have a beer on that deck. But to everyone else who has tuned in this evening, whether that be bidding, simply watching, or perhaps just those agents that like to tune in because there's nothing better to do on a Wednesday night, we appreciate having you here. And on behalf of the entire LJ Hooker team, we wish you a very happy Wednesday evening, and we'll see you at the next auctions. Thanks so much.